Let me ask you a question, Mr. President, about the Americans unaccounted for still in Southeast Asia. According to the Defense Department, the U.S. Defense Department, 483 American troops are still unaccounted for in what was called North Vietnam, another 882 in South Vietnam, about 1,365. I know this issue came up with the President at your meeting at the White House, and he thanked you for your help. But I wonder if you had any new information to provide on missing American troops in Vietnam.
In past years, Vietnam had active cooperation with the United States in MIA-related issues. We do that out of a humanitarian cause. And Vietnam will continue to cooperate with the United States in solving these matters.
But you have no new information on specific cases, no more remains that you found recently, any other information on missing in action, POWs, anything like that?
I don't have specific data on this matter.
But as the President of Vietnam, can you assure the American people that your government is doing everything possible to find out what happened to these American troops?
Absolutely 100%. The government of Vietnam has and is and will be in full cooperation and to do its utmost in order to help the United States to account for MIA. We do this and we do everything possible in order to account for American MIAs while we still have a host of our own MIAs.
There's another issue that came up at your meeting with the President Bush, and that involves the very sensitive matter of Agent Orange. The U.S. Congress recently appropriated funds to deal with the fallout from this very deadly toxin that was used during the war. Are you satisfied with what the United States is doing now to deal with the remnants of Agent Orange in Vietnam?
I'm grateful for the efforts made by President Bush and the Congress with regarding to support for Agent Orange and dioxin victims. And at the meeting, I also expressed my thanks to Mr. President Bush. But there are many Agent Orange afflicted victims, and their lives are difficult, and the afflicted environments must be restored.
Does your government right now have a better relationship with the United States government or the government of China?
The foreign policy of Vietnam is based on independence and self-controlling. And Vietnam wants to be friends with all countries, want to be a reliable partner of other countries. China is a neighboring country with traditional relations with Vietnam. Both China and Vietnam would like to enhance our cooperation for development. Cooperative relations between Vietnam and China would not adversely affect our relations with other countries. And we also would like to see an increase in our friendship and cooperation with the United States.
So you want to have good relations with the United States and China. I hear a very diplomatic answer.
No, it's not a diplomatic answer at all, and it is our true desire. That's what we want to.
Mr. President, did you ever think during the war that you would be the president of Vietnam and that you would come to the United States and would be warmly received by the President of the United States at the White House?
I never thought of this. Even after the war, in capacity of a regular citizen, I wouldn't have thought of having a chance to come to visit the United States. And that's why this visit of mine to the United States is historic. Now, President Bush and I had a good exchange of views on how to further enhance our relations. And both President Bush and I are satisfied with our meeting.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, and welcome to the United States. It's called Operation Phantom Thunder, the newest U.S.-led military offensive against insurgent strongholds in Iraq.